Good morning traders, it's Paul Clibbett from dailyforextrader.me and I want to be a forextrader.com. Just looking at the markets this morning and see what SignalTrader's sharing with us this morning. This is my favourite trade. Look at this. Sterling, New Zealand dollar. It might not move to the rest of the day, but look at this huge space. Now there's a bit of a warning here. That was Friday night, a little bit of a fakie. Okay, it's actually bounced up, bounced down, bounced up. At the moment it's in a little bearish trend. I think it's worth a risk. It's worth a go on it. Look at this rejection. This is all Friday, so this is all weekend stuff. My feelings are that we're going to see a complete retrace of it. I don't think Sterling's going to be holding on to its gains of before the weekend. Now we can just have a look at that. If we look at sterling dollar, we've already lost some of the ground. However, with sterling dollar, look at this. This could be a hook. Okay, so this is why SignalTrader's at the moment saying we've got an upward trend. The rejections on the bottom. This could be a hook, but sterling New Zealand could actually be a hook is when we come back halfway because the markets have to square up, so it's bouncing back halfway. It's come almost exactly halfway down that candle. Look at that. And SignalTrader's saying there is a trade here later on, because we don't want to trade into this hook. What we want to do is trade above here, above the top of this candle. If it breaks above there, we're going sky high, people. Another thing that might happen is that there may be orders in for the sell to come back down here. We don't know at this point, but what we do know is SignalTrader's saying, stay clear of this, because as you can see, it makes perfect sense. If this is a hook, then it's going to go up, so we don't want to be in it. If it's a sell, then we need the orders there for SignalTrader to give us the signal, and it will give us the signal when the time comes, because it will see the orders in the candles, and at the moment there are no orders in the candles, so we haven't got a sell. So, but GBP New Zealand is slightly different, because the New Zealand dollar is hanging around at the moment. In fact, it looks like it's going bullish. Okay, so I suggest even if I did put a trade on this, it's probably going to close. Now that's 75 pips, people. All right, that's 85 pips. Sorry, so the risk is 85 pips. So I need to keep my I'll put this at 0.01 lot size, tiny, because I'd rather trade lots of trades with small lot sizes because it's less risk. 85 at 0.01 is not a lot of risk. 0.1 I'd be, the other thing is when you're trading, if you're looking at your trades and sitting there biting your nails because you're worried that you're going to lose your account, then you're trading too much money. You need to really sit back and actually evaluate what you can emotionally cope with trading without affecting your life, because otherwise you'll be a nervous wreck. There's a couple of things to notice here as well while we're talking about that. Was a really off the cuff. Look at the way it kind of bounced up here and then has dropped back down again on a different time scale. I suspect that's going to be a diamond above that. Okay, it's just holding here. Now there is some New Zealand dollar news late tonight. Now it may be that nothing happens till then, okay, because there's no sterling news. Look at the news today. You should always look at the news. What have we got? Chinese yuan news, yen news, and today we've got a consistent absolutely nothing. We've got a bit of euro news, but nothing important until 21:45 tonight, when we've got the New Zealand Consumer Price Index. Okay, and I always do research on this. If you go to this FX Street economic calendar, you can open up these things here, and I always like to look and see what it did last month. All right, remembering it was Christmas. Okay, so we need to look back and we need to say what's going on. Here we go. Right, so what's been happening? It's been going down. It's had a little rally back up. Price movements. Okay, now I also have been reading different things. I watch Bloomberg, I read newspapers, I read just loads of things to back up my technical trading with fundamentals. Now that doesn't work all the time, okay? And oh look, the trend's changed. Okay, so now it's not a trade anyway, so we can wait for that, but I'm not putting a trade on it. Okay, so I try and back up what I'm doing with fundamentals, but the problem with fundamentals is there might be nine pieces of news and information that you've got that are valid, that verify your trade going in one direction, and one piece of news that's far more powerful than that other 9 that you don't know that's going to push it the other way. So you have to be careful. This is trade of the day, okay, but at the moment it's not a trade, all right, and I suggest it's going to be sitting there for a while. It may even not move till tonight, okay, we've just got to wait. But my feelings are that we will be, I think what's going to happen, I mean this is at least 4 to 6 hours, 360 minutes of congestion at this level. I think what's really going to happen is nothing till the news tonight, and then we're going to see the big drop. Keep your eyes on that one. GBP/NZD sell, but I'm not putting a trade on it yet. I need to see something happening. And if, again, SignalTrader, if you're a SignalTrader user, don't forget to upgrade to the latest version 3.9. I'll explain that in a minute. Because the trend's gone against us, SignalTrader would have closed my order anyway. Okay, so SignalTrader will protect you from trades that are going against you, where the trend is going the wrong way. Okay, and that means that you won't be accidentally going into the wrong trades. Right, Euro Sterling. Again, there's a little bit of Euro, not really anything to worry about. So let's go and have a look at Euro Sterling, and it's again this sell-off of Sterling. Euro Sterling, Euro GBP. Here we go. Right, activate. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so what have we got? We've got a lovely long bit of congestion. 705 minutes congestion. That's a long time. Look at this. So we've gone down here. We've come running across here. We're stuck in this teeny weeny congestion. Now, look. One thing you should know about Euro Sterling is it doesn't go anywhere quick. Okay, this is really unusual for it to move this sort of distance. Most of the time it just hangs around. Okay, I'm just going to switch to a different broker because I don't want to faff around with those charts. So Euro Sterling, let's just get a Euro Sterling chart up. If you're new to MetaTrader, you can click on this little icon here and give you a list of your thingies. I'm going to click on here, chart window. Already got it set up to load. Right, so let's have a look at what went on the daily chart. This is the sort of research you need to be doing. So what we've got, look at this bearish channel. Okay, it's going down, it's going up, it's going down. What do I think about this? If that's a channel, guys, we're about somewhere in the middle of it. Now, remember, this is daily, so I don't generally bother drawing lines on my chart. That's not really a channel. It just looks like it. Okay, so on the daily chart, we're going up. There's this pattern here. I wonder if we go back again. It's doing it again. It's a nice... Okay, so it's pretty bearish, really. It's been bearish for ages. However, it goes a long way up. So look at this down. What's happened here? Look at this down. It kind of comes halfway back up and then it comes down again. Yeah. Okay, that's a hook. It's a big daily hook. Look at that. Comes along here, comes down here, comes back up. Actually comes all the way up, back up to there. So what could happen today? Look at that candle there. That's like what's called a doji forming. Okay, so it could come back up before it goes down. So maybe this trade isn't a good one. Today, which could move it around a little bit. Let's have a look at 4-hourly charts, see if we can get a better picture. Looks like a bit of a double top. That's where we bounced twice off the top and then disappear down. But we're at the bottom of that. Maybe it's a double bottom there. Maybe we're heading into another head and shoulders. Maybe that's a shoulder, that's a head, and this is another shoulder. But at the moment, it's just hanging around, isn't it? So if it is, then we're coming up, not going down. However, SignalTrader seems to think that we are going down. There are orders in for a sell on Euro Sterling. Okay, so that means we're going to buy Sterling and go against the Euro. That kind of goes with it. I read this morning about there being a weak Euro, so we could actually see that happen. But with no news to push it, it's not going to be a quick thing. So this is a small one. It's only a medium risk one. So I'm probably going to take that trade. I've got tiny lot sizes because I'd rather take lots of trades with small lot sizes than. So it hasn't hooked back. Okay, so that's the other risk, is that it actually hooks back up here to get halfway before it comes down. But SignalTrader, if it sees that, will go back to Bill forward. Okay, the reason is that I use this other chart. Is this one's used to send extra statistical information to the server. So I'll explain all that in a minute as well. Okay, there is still a sell. See that diamond there? There's a little bit of sell order there. There's lots of sell orders going on here. That, of course, this was Sterling rallied on Friday. Okay, so we're looking for a strong New Zealand dollar against sterling, or a strong sterling against the euro. That kind of makes sense to me, really. Because again, last week, at the end of the week, I read that the New Zealand dollar would be strong for a few days. Okay, so we're still in the middle of the few days it should be strong for. So that's why you need to read stuff. It gives you an idea of what's happening in the markets. It's not a foolproof, so you need to confirm things. Remember, you know, it's like solving a crime trading. The more evidence you have, the more solid your trades are. Okay, so if you've read that, you know, at Tuesday at 2 o'clock there's going to be a great announcement from the Feds, okay, what don't you do? You don't trade the dollar. You sit back and you let other people lose money on the dollar. We trade what happens afterwards. Now, to me, this is kind of a 94 pips. I never get 94 pips. Okay, well, SignalTrader traders, we look for that sort of amount of pips. Remember, the big boys will not trade for less than 55 pips in a trade. There's no point. They can't. So we look for that sort of order of things. This, I'm quite happy to see. A little bit nervous about it, but look, if the trend changes direction, starts going the other way, we'll be out of it anyway. So I'm quite happy to give this one a go. So to place the order, by the way, people, if you're a SignalTrader user, you can just go to the website. You've got a website that's plugged into your MetaTrader 4 by a bit of clever magic. And what I'm going to do here, lot size 0.02. Let me look at that again. 89 pips. So it's not going to be a lot of money. It's not a lot of risk. What is the risk? 24 pips. So yeah, I'll take that one. Okay, so I'll just place the order. It says pending there, and now I'll wait for it to. It'll appear in my MetaTrader shortly. GBP CHF has now appeared for a buy. That's interesting. That ties in with Euro GBP for a sell. That New Zealand GBP I'm going to keep my eyes on for later. I don't think it's a trade now. Might have to have the news from New Zealand to actually shift it. But when it goes, if we've got really good news out of New Zealand tonight, it could move. It could seriously move. Worth a trade with a small risk on it. GBP CHF. Let's have a little look at that. GBP Swissy. One of my favourite pairs, GBP Swissy. Actually, I like to trade it quite a lot. Okay, what have we got? It's been bouncing up, bouncing up, bouncing up, bouncing up. It's looking for a buy. There's been no retrace on this at all. They've tried to bring it back down. Look at that. There's been lots of buy signal, sell signals. There's been a sell signal. There's a fight on it. Okay. However, look at everything. This pattern's quite common on all the other charts except New Zealand dollar. All the other charts except New Zealand dollar. So I'm quite happy to stick a trade on this. What are we looking for? Whoa, a massive 184 pips if that goes. GBP Swissy. So I think I'm going to stick a trade on that. And we're looking for a continuation with sterling strength, which is unusual. I may go and check that later, but if the trend changes and it starts heading back, you see my first trade has disappeared because that's now in MetaTrader, and GBP Swissy is now sitting. It does say retrace, take care, which means because previously, as you can see, look at this. If we go back, what's GBP Swissy been doing? Ranging around. We've actually broken out. It's actually broken out of a long-term range, and it could be that it ends up turning into a bearish trade. Okay, I am looking for that retrace, to be honest, on sterling. I don't think it's going to hold. All right, at the moment they're trying to get it up there. Okay, but you know what my feelings are? Before long, the trend will change on that. My order will be cancelled, and it will become a sell, and we'll look to get back this advance it made because. GBP Swissy, let's look at the other. Look at the daily charts to find out what's going on. Okay, and remember the big boys probably won't trade these 15 minutes charts. It's us people that do it. Oh, I was wrong about that, wasn't I? Look, you see it's at the top of this, so there's like a wedge going on there. So there is room here for our trade. Okay, you've got to have room. Trade into the big empty areas. All right, don't trade into SignalTrader won't let you trade into places where there's no space to the target. You look at this, great big upward move. So we're looking for sterling to go up again against the Swissy, maybe to come up here for a bounce off the top. Who cares? We've got our trade in there, haven't we? So let's go 4-hour chart to see what's going on there. Okay, we've got a looked like head and shoulders, didn't it? Looked like a reversal. So there's a kind of shoulder there, and then there's a bit of a head, and then there's a shoulder, and then there's this. Okay, so is it going to have to come back again down to here, or are we going to continue up to the top of this? We could have a double top on here. We could have had this looks like a sort of bullish double bottom, boing boing. So it's bounced off the bottom there. It looks like it's going to come up to here and then bounce down again. So there is room here for our trade. Remember, this is a 4-hour chart, hourly chart. See the same pattern. Bounces off the bottom, bounces off the bottom. There's like a channel here. It's broken up through that. So I think there's a good chance here. We've got everything's in our favour for an upward move. So let's go and have a look at the. You can ignore what the SignalTrader on that chart. It's a very old one. So here's my order sitting there. It's looking for a buy here, so it's got a way to go, hasn't it, to get up there. It's not, you know, it's got to prove it. My feelings are both these trades. If I was going for New Zealand, what was the other one? Euro GBP. Activate. If I was both these trades, I think this one is the most likely one, because there is weakness in the euro already. But it's going to take it a while, because it just likes to sit there, and it's quite painful to watch. So I generally don't watch. I've got better things to do with my day. Look at this. What does that tell you? It's very, very slow and painful, isn't it? Euro GBP, but it normally does range around a bit. It's really not going anywhere fast. So it's not a great pair to trade if you've got. So this is the sort of trade you'd leave on for 3 days, and hopefully it'll get there. Good. Okay, so that's my trades for today. At the moment, pretty quiet. There will be more trades this morning, because of course, as we get nearer to opening times of markets and the beginnings of market times, that's when most of the market moves happen. SignalTrader users, you need to upgrade to the latest version. I always do big upgrades at weekends. Basically, now you can set the pip size for, sorry, not the pip size, the lot size for your trades. So that means you can look at a trade and evaluate it and say, I want lots of. This looks like a sure thing, so I'm going to put a higher lot size. This looks like a complete fail, so I'm going to put a lower lot size. Okay, and go from there. So have a great day, traders, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow morning. And the websites, and then you've got the websites. If you want to get hold of SignalTrader, which is this software that's got all this information in it, and it comes with the website package as well, which gives you this website where you can actually place trades. So if you're on a mobile or an iPad, you can look at your charts easy enough through a VPS, but trading with an iPad is a nightmare to get your little things. So that allows you just to put the trades on without looking at it. So if you want to get hold of that, it's $50 a month, and the website is www.iwanttobeaforextrader.com. That's www.iwanttobeaforextrader.com. You'll see it with this post, and that's about all this is for me today. Have a great day.